Welcome to a Sci-Fi Sunday book talk video. Today, I'm talking about To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. For this book, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. To me, it was really a 3.5 star read, but Goodreads doesn't allow half stars. We have to go to full stars the way that the system is set up. I decided to round it up because of that beautiful cover, which really is shiny. If you get this book in real life, at least the hardcover, it is really shiny. It looks really nice in the light, especially. I can wave mine around in the light, see the different colors of blue as this sea of stars is represented. I will say, though, I do have a criticism, and I don't know how that this happened. I don't know if this was a choice that they made on purpose. I guess it would have to be. But for the spine of the book, when you put it on your shelf, it doesn't actually have the title of the book. It just says Paolini really big. And you see the blue in the stars with the black background. It doesn't say To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. And that's weird. It's very weird. It's the only book that I have on my bookshelf that just has the name of the author and not the actual title of the book on the side. I don't know why they would make a decision like that. And I question it. Even though it is a beautiful cover and he is a popular author, I would think that they would want to put the name of the book on the spine. Anyway, Christopher Paolini is well known for having written the Aragon, well, it's not the Aragon series, it's the Inheritance Cycle series that started with the book Aragon, and I have to say I never read that series. I'm one of those people that when it came out was young and looked at it and thought, yeah, those are some big chunky books, and I guess they intimidated me at the time. Also, I had friends who convinced me to watch the film Aragon, and I saw the movie and I just wasn't really impressed. You know, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, the critics are right. This is basically taking the story beats of Star Wars and putting it in a fantasy setting with dragons. So it was a very predictable story. But anyway, I'm not here today to talk about that series. It's just the way that the author's name is the only thing on the spine. It seemed to me that they're really emphasizing that it's a book by Paolini, so it seemed appropriate to bring up. Having never read that series, though, this is the first book by the author that I've experienced, and I've got a lot that I want to say about it. Clearly, giving the book 3.5 or 4 out of 5 stars means that I liked the book and that I would encourage people to go out and read it, but I still have my criticism, so please understand. When I give this criticism, I'm not saying you shouldn't read the book or you should avoid it necessarily, but I do like to point out those details so that you understand if you're on the fence or you're not sure, these are what I would consider to be some potential issues which might bother you and you should take into consideration. It's the story of a woman who's part of a crew in space and she encounters this strange alien thing that changes her. And then she's involved in this whole mess in which there are aliens in space, there are rival political groups with the humans, and she is constantly in danger because of what this thing is and what it's done to her. And she is trying to end the war with the aliens. She's trying to fix human politics. She's trying to create a peaceful situation. But she ends up a part of these various crews over time as she goes from ship to ship and really is kind of, I don't want to say passed around because it doesn't seem that reactive, though parts of it she has to just be reactive because of the military structure and that sort of thing. But ultimately, when you look at the story, if you are a fan of comic books, you might do like me and think, well, this thing that she has encountered is very much like Venom from Spider-Man or the Spawn suit from the Spawn series of comics, which are really wonderful, interesting comic book stories. And I don't mean that it has a mind of its own, but I mean the powers that she gets from it. Throughout the story, she is trying to figure out what this has done to her body and what it means and what she can do with it. To me, that's a plus. Character with that kind of suit or symbiote kind of concept going on is really interesting, and it is certainly told in a different way than those comic book stories were told. The other criticism that I would have is the book is over 800 pages, though after page 825 in my edition, the rest of it is notes. And I will also say, as a disclaimer here, I did not read all the scientific notes at the end. Supposedly Paolini did a lot of impressive research that informed the science fiction to help him establish this setting. My criticisms would be the pacing was weird at times. I felt like it was really 2 books and not 1 book. So in a sense, I wish it would have been divided into 2 books, but it's okay that it wasn't. I felt like it could have been shorter. There were a couple of moments that felt a little cheesy, but overall, still worth 3.5 out of 5 stars, I think. Hope you enjoyed the book talk today. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.